Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bible Tidbits YouTube channel. I'm glad you joined us today. Very fun, special video today. The kind folks over at Berean Bibles have sent me a Berean Standard Bible to take a look at and to show you guys. I'm going to be doing 2 videos at least on this, maybe some more if I think it warrants it. And this first one, I'm just looking at the Bible itself. And the next one, after I've spent some time reading it, I'm actually going to go into the translation itself. Because this is not a translation that I am super familiar with. I've been reading online for a little bit, and then since I've got this edition, I've been reading some familiar passages, and I want to read some longer chunks before I truly give you opinions on translation and how they went about this Bible. But I'll say so far, my impressions are that it is distinct yet still familiar at the same time, coming from an ESV primarily background. But so this video, I just want to show you this Bible itself. So right now they only have 2 Bibles in print. They have this one, which is the white, obviously very bright, bonded leather edition. Then they have another genuine leather edition or calfskin. I can't remember exactly on that one. But I will link their site where you can check out this Bible and the other one below. But I'm excited to get this one because I actually have not seen any videos on their white bonded leather edition. And whenever I first got this Bible out, at first it catches you because I'm not sure I've seen too many completely white Bibles. I mean, it kind of caught me off guard. And holding it, you can kind of feel it doesn't feel quite like real leather, but this is really high quality bonded leather. If you've handled any other bonded leather editions, this is of any Bible, this is probably one of the favorite ones that I have actually got to lay my hands on. It's pretty similar to Crossways. I'll say I think I might like this one just a little bit better. And one primary reason for that is so my wife has a bonded leather ESV study Bible, and her corners are looking like this after use. They start to curl up. But this one, there's after some use, there's no sign of that, and they actually almost seem to be curling down, kind of like you'd want a leather Bible to wrap around the pages. So I really like the bonded leather edition here. One thing I'll say about it, if you're interested in the Berean Standard Bible and want to pick up a copy instead of reading it online, which you can do for free, you can read it online. You can print out a copy from PDF if you'd like. But if you want to get a physical copy, this is a lot cheaper of an entry into that. I think last I checked, it was $40 on their website there. So you can get this edition for $40, and the real leather I think was $90. So not as much of a commitment to get this, but really nice. So on the spine, we see Holy Bible, Berean Standard Bible, and that's it. So really plain spine. You got a couple little slightly raised spine hubs there. Not super intense, but it does have it, and it does look very good. We do have a perimeter stitching all the way around inside. So this is a really nice feature to get with this Bible. Then we have 3 ribbons, and I think these are pretty high quality double-sided ribbons. I have no complaints on them. They're 3 separate spots here. They're not stacked. The little gold headband there. We got gold gilding, so really nice gold gilding all the way around. And there is no undercolor, so it's just plain underneath it. The liner is just a paste down liner. Yet again, we kind of have that goldish paper, so the white and gold, man, it really stands out. Just a nice paste down liners. Again, you can see that stitching there. And this Bible is what I would call a no-nonsense Bible. So this is the inner cover here. You flip through this page. Then you get Holy Bible, Berean Standard Bible. Flip that page. You got the copyright page, a table of contents. Then we have the preface, which is real short there, just some basic stuff. Their translation structure and their language stuff, which is interesting. We'll get into that more in the translation video. And then you turn the page from there and you're at Genesis. If I can get my finger here in between these pages. There we go. Turn the page and you're at Genesis. So not a lot of stuff there at the beginning. I mean, that was just a couple pages there. And we're already into the scripture. And then in the back, let's flip. So we got the inner cover, that page again. Then we flip, we got one blank page here, and then Revelation. And we got a little table of weights and measurements right there. So no nonsense, front and back. So interesting layout here. It's just a little different. We're going to start, I want to show you a poetic section. So it's double column. And we have chapters, headings, and then we have some translator notes along the entire bottom. So you see that I find it very spaced out. The spacing is very well done here. I mean, there's just lots of room. It doesn't feel like cramped like a lot of Bibles. Now, there's not necessarily a ton of margin space, as you might find in some, but everything's just kind of nice and spaced out there. And that's the poetic section, so you see it's in poetic styling. Now let's flip. Let's go to the New Testament and find a good section of narrative where we got all paragraph. Each book of the Bible will start on a fresh page. So we have Daniel starting off this page and then ends that page early. Okay. So we see here, still very spaced out. I mean, you see the paragraph taking up more room, but just very spacey. We have lots of headings here. And the paragraph spacing, I think, is pretty big. It seems to really kind of spread things out. There are some cross-references here in the headings, and that is an interesting part I've noticed about this Bible. So example, here I'm in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12. The heading above chapter 12 says the parable of the wicked tenants. Then in parentheses, it's got Matthew 21 and Luke 20. So I am going to take a guess. Like I said, this is fresh Bible to me, that those two passages are the same parable. So let's go to Matthew 21:33. That's what it tells me to go to. Matthew 21:33, page too far. The parable of the wicked tenants. And it says Mark 12 and Luke 20. So we got the same Luke than our Mark passage. So interesting thing for reading through the Gospels, it tells you where at in the other Gospels the same story is. So, great study resource just for that alone right there. I've just really enjoyed it. You see the start of Luke there. And it's not just that kind of references. So here, the Luke chapter 1, the dedication to Theophilus, it also references Acts chapter 1, where it's also talking about Theophilus to Luke. We have a reference to 1 Samuel whenever we talk about Mary's song, but not every heading has these references. So a lot of them do. So I guess you could say those are very pointed cross-references. So really an interesting layout there. Different. I can't tell you another Bible that kind of looks like this. The outside, I mean, you can't tell a ton besides from it is white. But the Berean Standard Bible, bonded leather, white. Neat Bible, very neat Bible. I've enjoyed spending time with this Bible, and I'm going to do a lot with the translation of this. I want to actually read a good chunk of it. I probably won't get all of it read before I release that video, but I do hope to read it in its entirety, probably this year. So I might do an update video after I read it in its entirety. But what a cool concept, because their big idea behind this Bible, the reason there's only 2 in production is it's open source. So I think that's the correct terminology there. But you can go onto their website. I'm going to link their website down below. And you could hit BSB PDF download. Click it. You got the whole Berean Standard Bible in a PDF document on your computer. It's all there for you to use. You could hit download Word document, and it will put it into Microsoft Word, so you can add some margin space and print out maybe a book of the Bible with nice margins in the side if you want, completely for free, and then use that for marking. Maybe you want to add spacing so you can really have lots of note-taking room. Maybe you want to make jumbo margins there. You could do that. And so really interesting in that. But they also have a multi-tiered translation system, which we're getting more into this in the translation later. But they have a interlinear, they have a highly literal, they have the Berean Standard, And then I didn't see it on there, but I think there's supposed to be a fourth one that's a very dynamic translation. But you see how they step it up. And so this is right after the super literal version is where this one sits. And so just neat resources that they have that go along with this Bible. So there's a reason there's not a lot of these, because it's completely open source or public domain, so anybody can use it. There is some specific things, like I think you can only use 2,000 verses without getting permission, but then they just say they're going to give you permission. You just got to get it. So they're really open to things like that. So say if you are, and it's a specific regulation for churches, like, hey, churches, you can print off this many copies like crazy, and if you want more, just contact us, just so we know, hey, that you're doing this, and we'll give you permission to. So very open to permission. Whenever I was emailing them, I kid you not, like I sent an email, I think at 9 or 10 in the morning, and this Bible was actually in between the conversation. This Bible was in the mail that morning. Like, they were very on top of responding to emails, and the email that I was talking to is also the same email that you can email with translation questions. So I assume they would get back to you just as fast if you got a question about the translation itself. So definitely check out the free Berean Standard Bible. If you're interested in getting a copy, but you didn't quite want to spend the $90, this bonded leather version is great. I mean, I've been carrying it every day for a while, reading it here and there. I've just been carrying it, just kind of put it through the ringer, see if it can live up to it. And it has perfectly so far for like last 2 weeks. So definitely check this out. I'll put a link down below for you to check out. And then after I've got a couple weeks worth of reading done in it, I'm going to make a dedicated video that's not talking about the Bible, but talking about the translation. So I'll have this Bible in the video. I might print me out some stuff from their free downloadable PDFs to write out and have there as well. So I thank you all for joining me. Check out the links below. Dig into this, the Berean Standard Bible. Maybe you want to read some along with me so you can weigh your opinions with mine later. So, fun project. Check out this Bible. I mean, I can't say it enough. I really, really like this. Like, I've never seen a Bible that's just this bright. So, check it out. And I thank you all for joining me. I hope to see y'all next time.